Hello stock traders, I'm going to be covering how this last week went. Going to be doing the top 7 review of all the insider picks for the last week. I'm also going to be giving you a new top 7 that should give you success in the second week of the year. So looking forward to that. On Friday, if you were in the top 7 stocks, you were in all of them evenly, you would have had a 2.77% gain. You would have done much better than me because personally I had a 0.83% loss. I had one pick that did not do well for me. But, you know, that's a little misleading because I have 2 accounts. And if you take my 2 accounts together, they would have been positive. And that's all the picks from our standard and premium groups. So month to date, if you were following this list closely, you should be really close to a 7.31% gain. So a very good start to the first week. Anytime you can have a 5% or greater return every week, that is wonderful. That's looking good. So here we go. Should be a great 2021. Looking forward to great things year to date. I am personally at an 11.77% gain, so I've done very well with some of my picks and looking forward to great stocks going forward. Let's cover some of the things that we originally sold. One was ODT, sold for a 6.99% gain. Also sold CODI for a 1.01% gain and sold XAIR for a 9.46% gain. All of those were good picks and did very well. Okay, now let's cover the top 7. So this is the top 7 review. This is a review of all the stocks sold as part of the top 7 list throughout the week. So here we go. First one was BNED, sold for a 17.77% loss. Of course, that's not good. HROW sold for a 25.44% gain. DPW sold for a 10.55% loss. BFGC sold for a 15.8% gain. PBFX sold for an 8.99% gain. AIRT sold for a 7.3% gain. SPLP sold for a 0.18% gain. And then also the 3 from before, ODT sold for a 6.99% gain. CODI sold for a 1.01% gain. And XAIR sold for a 9.46% gain. So that is 10 picks this last week. I sold as part of this strategy. 8 of them were successful, so that's an 80% win rate. This list over the last couple of years has averaged right around a 70% win rate with an average gain of 3% per pick. We had an 80% win rate, so that's very good, paired with last week's 100% win rate, doing very well over the last couple of weeks. This week's average was 4.69% average return, so a little above average, so I like to see that. Definitely investing in insider stocks is working very, very well. Well, let's get to our top 7 and others that we have for the next week, but I wanted to take a little bit of time and talk about our Patreon group that we have. Now, this is a group where if you want the earliest information on this list, so if you want to know about an insider and you want my analysis of that insider right away before this list comes out, because this list comes out on YouTube once a day, well, that's not really good enough. The stock market moves much faster than that, and you will get better prices buying in and better prices selling out. And if you want to know my trading plan, the exact time I plan on selling a stock, I give all of that to all my members, so please check it out in the description down below. There's multiple levels. You should be able to find something that fits you and fits what you're trying to do. All right, well, let's get going and let's get talking about some of these stocks. Number 7, so we just have 7 today. Number 7 is PERS. This is the Sandridge Permian Trust, and on Friday it finished down 4.07%. My average in it is 0.405, so 40.5 cents. This is an OTC, and I try to steer away from these, but you know, these can be really, really powerful when they have insider activity also, so we can make some huge gains on these. So part of me kind of likes them. Anyway, there was more insider activity late on Friday on this, and so this is going to be on the list for a while, and it looks like this one's going to be here for a little bit of time because Monterey Resources keeps loading. And with the cuts from OPEC and the cut in production, and also with inflation and some other things that are starting to peek their heads around the corner, I expect oil to have a gigantic comeback because it's not feasible for everyone to have an electric car right now. And so oil is going to be here for a little while longer, and I feel that prices are going to go up, and it's going to help these oil companies to make more money going forward. So anyway, looking forward to this one, at least in the short term, expecting oil to do very well. Number 6 is Athena Silver Corporation. This is AHNR, and this one is brand new to the list. Now, I called this out in our Patreon group, and man, did this thing fly. Anyway, it finished the day up 60%. My average in is 0.052. This is another OTC. So since calling this out, it is up 30%. 37.93%. And this is silver mining. And so this is doing well because silver, gold, Bitcoin, all because of devaluation of the dollar, because of doing stimulus, all are going to do well, in my opinion, at least over the short term to medium term. And so anyway, silver mining is going to be hot. And with the insider activity on this also, it just kind of helped give confirmation that this thing was going to do very, very well. So I expect to do great this next week. If you're looking to get into a position, I do think that you got to be careful as you enter this because it is so volatile. It flies all over the place. There was one part of the day on Friday where it was up 166%. So it can really, really move upwards. And if you're going to get in early in the day because, man, I think it's really going to do well. But anyway, John Power, he's been loaded up a lot of shares. And so that was very bullish to me. It's the reason why I like the transaction in the first place and why I went into it. Okay, number 5 is MIRM Pharmaceuticals. Now, they have a presentation coming up on the 12th. And so this should be really, really interesting. On Friday, this finished up another 3.23%. This one has done very well on the list. My average in this is $18.50, and since calling this out, it is up 6.81%, so it's done very well. The CEO and CFO loaded shares, and they were very bullish transactions. And JP Morgan Healthcare Conference is coming up on Tuesday, so that's definitely something to watch. Analysts have an average target on this stock at $49.29, so if they get good news, there's plenty of upside that this thing could really fly. All right, number 4 is APRN. APRN, this is Blue Apron, and on Friday, this finished up 1.21%. My averaging at $6.86. Since calling this out, it is up 9.48%, so it's doing very well. But DPH Holding has been adding shares in open market. Very bullish to me. Also, a lot of things going on in the world, and it doesn't seem like things are kind of calming down anytime soon. Analysts have an average target price of $9.23, so I think that this one will continue to run. It has ran quite a bit over the last few weeks, and I think it's still got more to go. This thing at one time was over $20 a share, so I think it could get there. I like Blue Apron, especially in the short term going up. All right, number 3 is USIO, and we've had this one quite a few times, and this one has been popped up, done very well with it. On Friday, it finished up 2.10%. My average in it's $3.40. Since calling this out, it is up 0.29%. There is more to go, definitely, and the CFO continues to buy shares in open market. So I think this one will continue to ride upwards. Analysts have an average target price of $4.10. So I think there is some room to run. Number 2 is Home. HOME, this is At Home, and this had more insider activity late on Friday by Clifford Sosin, and so there's been 2 gigantic purchases there, and so I like this particular one more than the others that he had. So he had some other purchases too over the last couple of days. I don't like those nearly as much. They aren't nearly as in a bullish position as At Home is, and so I think that this one will continue to do well. On Friday, this finished up 6.67%, did very, very well. My average in it's $17.98. Since calling this out, it is up 7.69%. But yeah, Clifford Sosin keeps on loading up, and if that continues, I can see this going even further. Analysts have an average target price of $21.75. There's a nice 30% upside that's possible there, and so I think that this one will do well this next coming week. And number 1, and man, this has had a lot of stuff go on this. This has really been quite the pick. This has been a great stock for us. This is Ring Energy, REI, and on Friday it finished up another 15.07%. So this thing is really doing well. Since calling it out, it is up 38.64%. That's really good over just a couple of days. So it was a couple of days ago I called this out, so it's still going strong, and I think it's going to continue, especially again with oil and gas prices. And so this is one thing that I think is going to go up. I have a 77-cent average in this, and Deborah Cruz keeps buying shares and bought shares again on Friday, and so that's 3 transactions right in a row. Love to see that, and with OPEC cutting production, as I mentioned earlier, I think oil and gas will continue to do well. So yes, there's lots going on with stocks right now, and boy, I tell you, Bitcoin is really making quite the move, and so that is in direct response to the devaluation of the dollar, and I don't expect that to stop anytime soon. We should start to see interest rates increase, and so there's lots of things that will propel those going forward. So I think that, of course, that's something I didn't mention in here because insiders are not loading up on Bitcoin. I think that's kind of interesting, and then all these different Bitcoin stocks like Mara and Riot, I would expect to see insider activity, man, if I was an officer, I would take advantage of that. And definitely if I had some spare change laying around, I'd buy some shares, but they don't seem to be doing that, which is kind of interesting. But I expect those type of plays to continue to move forward, even though they're not on this list. I cover pretty much insider activity on this list. If you want to know all of the things that I take a look at and kind of consider throughout the day, I suggest our Patreon group because it's got a lot of those in it. And you can definitely earn some money off some of those picks for sure. Well, I do a lot of work for this list, so if you could please do me a favor, please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you haven't done so before, please subscribe, turn on those bell notifications so you get notified when one of these videos comes out. I want all of you to be successful. I'm always trying to be transparent as I can be, especially with my members, with everything that's going on. I think that that's very, very important. I am here to try to help you to make money in the stock market. Hope all of you have a fantastic trading week next week, and Raythoven out.